All right, thanks for joining me. Today, I just wanted to do a quick video regarding the two ways to see your strengths, see the things that you like about yourself. And I think it's really important because I work with a lot of people who have achieved a lot, but they're very, very critical. And by being critical, it's helped them improve, right? So if they go, well, I'm not that smart, I got to get smarter, uh, or I'm not rich, so I'm going to get richer. They've used this away from motivator, and away from motivator essentially means pain, right? I've got all this pain, I've all this lack, so I want to get better. Now, the one thing that doesn't work about that is that when they keep looking at what's wrong with them, they never see what's right, and they never build up the confidence that they need. You see, if you were to go into a business negotiation, you want to show up confident. But if you're always looking at what's missing, then it's quite difficult to come up confident. So typically, I'll say, what are the good things about you? And a lot of the times, it's very difficult for the clients to come up with those things because they've always been focusing on what's missing. Yeah. And so we want to choose a new way to look at it. So one of the ways is to use the second person. Yeah. So typically you're looking through your own eyes. That's first person. Yeah. And when I ask that question, what do you like about yourself? It's quite difficult for them because they can't see it for themselves. So one thing I'll do is they can either close their eyes and step into a person that thinks positively of them, right? And that could be a family member, that could be a friend, that could be a coworker, that could be a customer, that could be anybody that might see something that they're not seeing. And then I ask them from their perspective, what do they see that they like about you? Yeah. So you'll go there, you'll close your eyes, you'll write down all the things. Well, from their perspective, I'm loyal. From their perspective, I'm a hard worker. From their perspective, I'm a really loving father. Or from their perspective, and you start to build up all this evidence, right, from their perspective. And a lot of the times, even though they couldn't see through their own eyes, as they step outside of themselves and they're looking, as an observer, they're able to see things that they weren't able to see before. So that's one really cool method, right? Or you could also say, well, if a stranger just saw you, what are the positive things that they'll be seeing in you? And you want to pick out a few people, right, that are a little different. Maybe somebody who's younger, maybe somebody's older, maybe somebody from a different gender, maybe somebody from, if everybody's work related, maybe it's your friends, right? So you get a different viewpoint so that the client, right, they don't say, well, it's just him, he thinks this way. Yeah, we get to a point where it's like, oh, several people have these good things to say about me, so I think it's true. Um, so you want to go and write those things. If you don't have somebody, right, get a friend, get a coach. Yeah. And if you really can't find anybody, start writing as if you were somebody else. Yep. And the second way to go about it is to write down your accomplishments. So I think people, what they tend to do if they don't see a lot of good inside of them or a lot of capabilities with themselves is that they brush off all the things that they've achieved in life. So they might have, graduated from a good school or got good grades or started a business or made money or whatever it is. Now, we also want to remember that these could be smaller accomplishments. Yeah. Smaller meaning, maybe you rode how to, not rode how to ride a bike, but you learned how to ride a bike. So you go, okay, well, I was able to do that. Okay, what else? Not just these like crazy big accomplishments, right? Oh, I sold my, business for $10 million and everything else before that doesn't matter, right? Write down all those things, or at least like 20 things, because the cool thing with a 20 or a larger number is that it forces you to look at these things. Oh, okay, well, I was able to lose 10 pounds, or I gained some muscle, or you're looking at different areas of your life where you've done things. Oh, I learned how to cook, you know um, whatever that might be. And then we want to ask the question, why is that important? Yeah. What would that mean about you? Actually, scratch that why and ask yourself, well, then what does that mean about you, right? So if somebody is like, yeah, I go to the gym every day, yeah, and you go, well, what does that mean about you? Well, I guess that must mean that I'm consistent, that uh, I'm healthy, I appreciate my body, or what's an accomplishment? Well, I run a company. Okay, and what about that? What does that show about you? And then they might say, well, I'm somebody who cares about the people who work with me. I'm a leader. Uh, I'm I'm and then they keep going down, right? They keep going down this list, and it forces the mind to be able to see from a different perspective. See, what people are getting trapped in is they're seeing the world from one perspective. One perspective means, hey, I ain't that much. Yeah. I'm all right. There's some good stuff, but they always brush that off. Yep. And it's not helpful in the context of life to downplay those things. It's a lot more helpful to own the things that you've done and from an authentic, honest way. Yep. From an authentic, honest way. So you want to get things that are accurate, right? Things that are accurate about the person. And what they'll notice over time is that they'll build a habit of seeing all these things. Now, now the cool thing about this is when you think, okay, well, let's just say in some of those examples, somebody said, they're consistent, they're hardworking, right? They care about others and whatnot. If that person sees that and takes on that identity, hey, I've been able to take care of my 3 employees and run a really successful business. From that perspective, it's easier to go from 3 to 6 employees, right? But from the perspective of, oh, I haven't really done much, that kind of mood, it's difficult to get that person to see what they're capable of. So go ahead and do these 2 exercises. Not two. One, step into the other person's shoes. Yep. See, all the great qualities. And 2, write down all the things you've accomplished, big or small. And from that, what does that say about me? Okay, it says I'm da 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 da. And you have to kind of force yourself to do this. You have to force yourself to do this because and it's just like I'm right-handed. It's like writing with a left hand. It's just a muscle you haven't used. But the more I use my left hand, the better I'll get at writing, right? So start doing that and you'll notice a big difference. Thanks for joining. It's John, the online confidence coach. You can book a free 45-minute call if you're a business leader who has a challenge that they haven't been able to get over. I help people get unstuck and move forward, improve so they can have a more enriching and happier life. Thanks for joining. It's been John. Take care.